Hey everybody, I'm so excited you're with us today. It's a gorgeous day and we are located at one of the most famous bass fishing lakes in the entire southeastern United States. This is Kentucky Lake. I'm going to tell you about it on this week's show. We're going to do a little bass fishing. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm glad you're along with us right now. The Mercury Pro XS 250 gets cranked up. We idle out of the marina. Fox Sports Outdoors is on the air from Kentucky Lake, Tennessee.
It's time for your weekly fishing reports and real-time outdoor news from the Southeast region. This is Fox Sports Outdoors.
But we're idling out of Paris Landing State Park, a great facility here on Kentucky Lake. Hey, just a couple of quick facts about the lake. This place is an ocean. It's over 180 miles long. It's on the Tennessee River. It's got over 160,000 surface acres, over 2,000 miles of shoreline. This place is a beast. It's a bunch of water to try to figure out. We'll try to dissect it on this week's show, show you a couple of ways you can catch bass if you'd like to come here. And while we're doing that, we're taking you around the region for your very latest fishing reports for this week from our expert team of insider reporters. Got a lot to do. It's going to be a lot of fun. Got a great day to do it right now. Let's get you back to the FSN studios. Here's your weekend planner.
The Solunar tables show this weekend to be a fantastic time to be on the water. Saturday is forecast to have excellent conditions, while Sunday is predicted to have some of the top action of the month. And if you like dark evenings for night fishing, Saturday is the beginning of a new moon with the best activity predicted to start at 12:40 a.m. Sunrise will take place at 6:19 with sunset occurring at 8:32. Stay with us for regional fishing updates from all of our reporters, and I'll return with last year's Bassmaster Classic winner Casey Ashley on this week's Ask the Pro. Back in a bit.
Fox Sports Outdoors is brought to you by Tracker Boats. It's more than just a boat, it's a tracker. Costa Sunglasses, see what's out there. Mercury Marine, official outboard of Fox Sports Outdoors. And Lowrance Electronics, find, navigate, dominate.
Got him. All right, we've got a fish. Decent bass. Ooh. All right, that's a good start. There we go. Caught a bass for you right there. Got something started at Kentucky Lake. Caught him on a little Jacob Wheeler special. I'll show that to you at the end. Not a monster, but just a good bass to get it started. Well, let me explain a couple of things about Kentucky Lake. It's famous for its deep Tennessee ledge bass fishing. That's really where this lake got its name over the last few years. A lot of big tournaments, big Bassmaster and FLW tournaments won out on the main Tennessee River channel. Deep ledges that fall off into the river, and they're cranking big, deep crankbaits out there. But there's another whole kind of fishing that doesn't get nearly the publicity that's just as fun, and a lot of bass do it, and that's what we're doing today. There are a lot of, well, they call them creeks here, but they're actually bays off the river. There's several creek channels running through these bays. It's a lot shallower water, but there are some deep drop-offs inside them. And this right here is just a little island out in the middle of one of these bays. But you can come in here and dissect these bays, fish several different ways, and you can catch bass in them as well, particularly in the spring and the fall when the weather's a little bit cooler. When it's real hot, they tend to go out on those deep river ledges. In fact, we were here 2 years ago, and Crispin Pally, our Southeast reporter, was with us, and we caught several really nice bass cranking those deep ledges. We've got a start. Let's get you a start with fishing and lake reports.
This part of the program is brought to you by Visit Jacksonville. Northeast Florida offers great fishing, family-friendly beaches, top restaurants and resorts that are easy to get to, and offer outdoor fun for everyone. So come on, visit Jacksonville.
Well, spotted sea trout fishing has really kicked off over in Mobile Bay. Captain Kevin Olmsted of Fairhope tells me that the trout fishing is absolutely, quote, on fire. He's catching lots of fish in 3 to 6 feet of water using topwater plugs very early in the morning. He likes white colored lures, top dogs, Zara spooks, that sort of thing. Works them fast along the surface, keep those baits moving, never stop them, because the trout keep hitting them. These trout are running nice size. They're 2 to 4 pounds, and every once in a while there's a bigger fish in there too. He says after the sun gets up a little bit, popping corks and live shrimp work. He says most of the fish are around rocks, oyster bars, oyster reefs, some of the oil rigs, the hard bottoms of the oil rigs, and some of the state reefs are producing fish too. Really good fishing there right now for spotted sea trout. He also says that along the beach, the pompano fishing's been good, and Spanish mackerel have made a good showing there also. Over in Mississippi, Captain Sonny Schindler in Bay St. Louis is doing very well on a wide variety of fish. He lets the weather dictate where and how he's going to fish. Depending on the weather, he's fishing for bull, redfish, and big black drum, using dead baits on the bottom, close to shore around Bay St. Louis. When the weather lets him get outside, he's catching lots of trout, slot, redfish, some triple tail around Cat Island. Spanish mackerel, redfish, trout are around the birds south of almost all the islands along the coast of Mississippi, from the Louisiana state line to Pascagoula. In Georgia, Captain Tim Cutting is doing really great in the St. Simons area. He says east winds has blown really good, clear, salty water into the sounds and bays there. He's catching Spanish mackerel well up into the sounds, which is a first for him. There's also plenty of flounder inside. Some of those fish are going to 5 pounds. King mackerel are on the reefs of Georgia, and also lots of sharks around the trawlers. That fish should remain good right on through the spring and right on up the coast all the way to Savannah. Well, that's it for the coastal southeast. Get out in the water, take a youngster with you when you go.
The Alabama, Georgia, and Mississippi freshwater fishing update is sponsored this week by Lake Guntersville, Alabama. Boasting 69,000 acres of clear blue perfection, the area offers hotels, lakefront cabins, public boat ramps, and restaurants. If you prefer big fish in a big pond, Guntersville is the right destination. www.fishguntersvillelake.com. Now, Lake Oconee is an 18,971 acre impoundment on its namesake river in East Georgia near Eatonton. The impoundment has a thriving population of channel, blue, and flathead catfish, and all of those are biting right now. The most successful tactic is to anchor over a hump or a shallow point and put your bait down the current. Be aware that Wallace Dam on the lake is a pump back operation, so that current changes. It can be going either direction. The best bait for the channel and blue cats is cut shad, but for the flatheads you need to switch over to a live shiner or a brim. Now, Alabama's Lake Jordan is northeast of Montgomery on the Coosa River and is a good option for spotted bass this week. These bass often run 3 to 5 pounds each, and they'll be chasing shad right now. The best locations are the ends of long points that reach out to the old river channel. In northeast Mississippi on Pickwick Lake, the channel and blue catfish are in the middle of the spawn. Now look for these fish on shallow water along cracks and holes on rocky shelf banks. Live worms are a good bet for fooling these fish.
There we go. Look at all this mud blowing off this bank. Little old bitty bass. All right, well, that's pretty much what I've caught yesterday and today. I've actually spent about almost 2 days on the water here, and I have caught a ton of 1.5 to 3 pound bass, something like that. And I just can't seem to find any bigger ones. But let me explain to you a couple of things. One, if you want to fish these bays, kind of get off that main river like we talked about, typically there's a shallow side and a steep side to every one of these creeks or bays. And it's pretty easy to tell. The steep sides have a real steep sloping bank, and you can tell by just looking at the shoreline. Versus the shallow side, it's just going to be much flatter. The fish can be on either side, but you've got to determine which side they're on that particular day based on the water temperature, the water conditions, the weather, where the bait fish are. All of those things affect where these fish will go. If you're fishing the shallow side, you can throw like a square bill crankbait or a spinner bait, something like that. Fishing the deep side, you want to go with a soft plastic, something that'll get a little bit further down, maybe even a little deeper diving crankbait. Time now for more fishing and lake reports from where you live. I'm right here at Kentucky Lake.
You know, just like most of you, my time on the water is precious. I never seem to get enough of it. When I do get a chance to go fishing, I want to maximize every minute. And one of the things that I think have enabled me to do that as much as anything is the Hydrowave unit by TH Marine. You know, a Hydrowave represents many things to me. One, it masks all the noise that I make, my trolling motor, my transducers, walking around in the boat, that never-ending cell phone ringing. But number two, it stimulates bait fish and predatory fish to feed, and that's something that I think puts the odds in my favor. So before you go fishing next time, pick you up a Hydrowave by TH Marine, log on to thmarine.com and check it out. It will help you maximize your time on the water. Hey guys, the word for Tennessee and Kentucky this week is transition. The panfish shellcracker redder bite is transitioning from red hot to non-existent. The crappie bite is going from those shallow stake beds and brush piles to deep water and deeper type cover, deeper brush piles. And the bass have gone from spawn to post-spawn, almost into just a really locked down summer pattern. So if you're coming to Tennessee and Kentucky in the next week or two, think offshore. You know, look for creek channels and river channels and drop-offs and ledges. The fish are really starting to set up in a summertime pattern. All the water in this region has been exceptionally cool, but in the last week it's warmed up over 10 degrees, so transition is the thing. Look from where they would have been to where they are now. First drop-offs out from spawning areas all the way out to the river channel. Guys, it's getting better by the day. We'd love to see you on the water in Tennessee and Kentucky. God bless.
Oh, there's one. Little fish. All right, well, we're gonna take a quick break. I wanna mention one real quick thing. Two big kinds of fishing here at Kentucky Lake. We're in the mid-lake area around Paris Landing. Of course, this lake's 184 miles long. You can go way north up into Kentucky. All the fishing from mid-lake north is pretty much structure and ledge fishing. But if you go further south, there's a lot of the prettiest grass beds you've ever seen. All kinds of aquatic vegetation during all the warm weather months down there. And it is some of the most phenomenal bass fishing you've ever seen in the grass. Want to fish grass? Go south. Structure fishing, go north. We'll be right back.
Fox Sports Outdoors is brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Right stuff, low price, every day. Lose, fueled by passion, driven by innovation. Feel the difference. Gene LaRue and Bobby Garland Lures. With our baits, a good day of fishing is in the bag. And Strand Fishing Lines, the standard of dependability.
Got it on the swim. Good fish. Oh, what a hot fish that is. All right. So, you come in this boat, and we're going to show that fish right there. There's a good one. Well, got something working. I'm actually getting a lot of bites and catching a lot of fish, just not catching those good quality fish that we really hear about, read about at Kentucky Lake. And I really think the majority of the bigger quality fish spend way more of their time out on that Tennessee River ledge than they do back in these bays. So probably the thing is you're gonna get more bites and more action here, but you're gonna catch bigger quality fish out there, and the fish are more school oriented out there. They run around in herds and packs, and if you catch one, you're likely to catch a bunch of them all the same size. Back in these bays, you can see it's a beautiful place back here. Look at this. It's just a gorgeous little creek running in back here with kind of an open bay in front of it. You've got some deep drop-off water here, drops off to 15, 20, 25 feet, something like that in the bay, and some shallow water around the edges. Just a beautiful place to fish if you've never been to Kentucky Lake. Also, one other thing, Barkley Lake is right next door. This is the Tennessee River, Kentucky Lake. The Cumberland River feeds and makes up Barkley Lake, and the land between the lakes is a national park right in between the two. Just a fantastic place if you've never been to this area. All right, time for more fishing and lake reports from where you live.
Hey folks, Captain E here with your Carolinas report, this week brought to you by the Dead Dog Saloon, located on the Marsh Walk in Murrells Inlet. Make sure you put us on your list of destinations to visit when you're in the Grand Strand area. Open 7 days a week for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Come by and see what all the locals are talking about, because here it's always about the food, the view, and the music. And I tell you what, freshwater side of action is going crazy right now. I've been out, and you guys know I've been trying to cut my teeth in the freshwater for the last couple years, and I'm really starting to love this bass fishing. I've had a great time fishing the tidal waters here in the Grand Strand area, and I know the tidal waters everywhere else, you're kind of looking at the same pattern. Most of those fish are out of that spawning mode. They're hanging in those deeper areas, and then in the afternoons and the early mornings, they're up on the shallows feeding. Watch for the water temperatures to warm up. It's going to get harder, but the next couple of weeks you can get out and have a great time on the largemouth bass right now. Let's talk about the crappie and the brim. All the smaller fish, I tell you what, they seem to be on fire. Watching some guys the other day just wear out the brim and the shell crackers. They're on those beds, they're in that mode. Your favorite river, your favorite body of water, you can smell where these fish are bedding up. Get in there with some good crickets or some worms or a beetle spin and you'll have a great time right now catching some of those small panfish. This has been your Carolinas Report, brought to you by the Dead Dog Saloon. Remember, fish smarter, not harder, and keep your chaos organized.
Let me give you a little information. First of all, you can come here and fish these bays like we've done today and like I did yesterday. Now, it poured rain all day yesterday. We couldn't get the big camera out, but I took the selfie cam out. Was able to catch fish all day long. Now, you're going to be looking at a little footage of a couple of fish I caught, including a smallmouth bass. I didn't know there were smallmouth in this lake, but I caught one, and another nice largemouth in between the rain showers on that selfie cam. You can come here and do this, and you can throw a Carolina rig, a square bill crankbait, a spinner bait, a topwater, a plastic worm, and you can catch fish in these bays by yourself. Now, if you want to go out on the ledges, fish for some of those big schools of bigger fish, you need a guide. Sam Lashley is your guy. We'll put his contact information up on the screen. He is a real instructor and you can learn a lot, particularly about that ledge style fishing here at Kentucky Lake. Also, if you want a great place to stay at Fishtails Lodge. Sharon, Ronnie, and their whole crew do a great job, conveniently situated right off the lake and just off the state park. One thing that's real important, I'm using Stren Original clear blue fluorescent line, and that's real critical because I actually see these strikes before I feel them. You can actually watch your line and watch it jump when they grab it and then watch it move off to the side. That clear blue fluorescent Stren Original is real critical to what I'm doing right now. Stay with us. We're coming right back to Kentucky Lake, Tennessee.
Be sure to join Fox Sports Outdoors again next week, Thursday night at 6, or catch the repeat airing Sunday morning at 8:30. And you can always watch the latest episode in full HD on the front page of our website at foxsportsoutdoors.com. Plus, catch up on all past episodes by clicking the archive button, and see lots of how-to and product videos by clicking the how-to button. Also, stay up to date with the latest fishing news, videos, and photos by clicking the follow button on our Twitter feed, and get lots of that same info by clicking the like button on our Facebook page. Fox Sports Outdoors is brought to you by Exide AGM Marine Batteries. Starts like new, stays like new longer. Motor Guide Trolling Motors, because accuracy matters. And Nitro Performance Fishing Boats. Champions aren't born, they're made.
Welcome back, everyone. Let's get right to your Ask the Pro question for this week. Kevin wants to know, how do you decide on a soft plastic color? For the answer, we asked 2015 Classic champion Casey Ashley.
My outlook on picking colors of soft plastics is keep it simple. There's only about 4 colors you're gonna find in my boat. Green pumpkin, number 1, it works everywhere. June bug, red bug, and watermelon candy. I can take those 4 colors and go anywhere in the country and catch them. The only thing that depends on those 2, June bug, red bug, darker water, green pumpkin, watermelon candy, clear water.
Thank you, Casey. If you want some help from one of the pros, go to foxsportsoutdoors.com and follow the Ask the Pro link to submit a question. Now it's time for the Costa Catch of the Week, where someone wins a new pair of sunglasses.
Each and every week, someone wins a free pair of Costa sunglasses on the Costa Catch of the Week contest right here on the show, one in the Southeast and one in the Southwest region. Here's this week's winner. He is Russ Francisco of Sale Creek, Tennessee, showing a 35-pound blue catfish he caught at Lake Chickamauga in Tennessee. If you'd like to be our next winner, all you have to do is go to our website at foxsportsoutdoors.com, click in the Costa Catch of the Week box on the right side of the front page, follow the instructions to send us your photo, and you just might be our next winner. And to see all of the great Costa products, simply go back to the front page of our site and click on the Costa logo. It's there you'll see all of their great lenses like the 580 glass and 580 polycarbonate, and all of the wide variety of frame styles, including the frame style that I was wearing on this week's episode. This one is called Rockport in the Mossy Oak camo pattern. Next up on the Academy Right Stuff, it's the right gear to catch bass, not only here at Kentucky Lake, but at your favorite lake nonetheless. This is a fantastic all-around rod and reel setup that I was using today. It's the brand new Lew's TP1 Speed Stick series. It's got the famous microwave guide system. I've got a full video on our website under the how-to section about the microwave guide system. It's got wind grips, the most comfortable grip in fishing rods, and I had it paired with the Lew's Speed Spool LFS bait cast reel. It's got many of the features of the much more expensive reels at less than $100. It's a great fishing reel for all bass purposes. It would take me quite a while to go through all of the baits that I caught bass on during this trip at Kentucky Lake. Never did catch any great big ones, but I caught a whole bunch of bass. So I'll just highlight 3 of the baits that worked really well. First of all, a spinner bait. Just a solid 1/2 ounce chartreuse spinner bait with a gold willow leaf blade worked great. Then a square bill crankbait that only runs about 3 to 5 feet deep worked perfectly for a lot of these bass. And I used a Texas rig quite a bit. That's the brand new Jean LaRue Jacob Wheeler Punch Out Craw. Just a real good creature type bait. American author and humorist Mark Twain was quoted as saying the following, and I read, "20 years from now, you will be more disappointed by the things you didn't do than by the ones you did do. So throw off the bow lines, sail away from the safe harbor, catch the trade winds in your sails, explore, dream, discover." Now, further research by me cannot independently verify that Mark Twain did indeed say those words, but whoever did say them could easily come on here and host Stuff That Matters, because no truer words have ever been spoken. It is those things, those sins of commission, the things that we did that we wish we hadn't, that occupy our attention. But more importantly, it's those sins of omission, things we wish we had done that we did not do, that can haunt us for a very long time. I hope you enjoyed our trip right here to Kentucky Lake, just outside Paris, Tennessee. The lake fished a little tough for us today. We didn't catch the big fish that we would like to have caught, but hey, how many of us catch great big ones every time we go? Don't forget, if you'd like to come here, you really need to book a guide the first day you fish here, and Sam Lashley would be your guy. He's a great instructor. We put his contact information back up on the screen one more time, along with Fish Tales Lodge. It's a fantastic place to stay, just off the highway, only about a mile or so from Paris Landing. Great place for you to put in and launch. Thanks for joining us from Kentucky Lake, Tennessee. Until next week, I'm Barry Stokes. Be safe, have fun. Bye-bye, y'all.